They were all in the same circle of faith, just disbanded and castrated from the society because of battles they had lost ages ago. He had to focus on the objective, revenge. That was it. Whoever was behind it, be it Kuvera, Vasuki or Kali, he would be coming for them. But as of now, he trusted Kuvera. He couldn't have done it. It would be potentially harming his relationship with Vedanta. The wait was over. The rich smell of flowers came around when the Yaksh king entered the street, wrapped in gaudy robes and ostentatious jewels. He looked tired than the last time, and his wistful energy had been lost. "What am I summoned for?" he asked, agitated. Vedanta wondered why, but he prodded him with further questions. He led him to the rooms, opening them one by one. "As you can see, all the sheets are red. Well, I know I seem to be a fashionable man, your kingship, but I just don't think it's necessary to show me random designs, since we are facing a political struggle at the moment. These are not designs." Vedanta signaled him to go closer. Kuvera did so, and he gasped as he touched the fabric, touching the dry blood. He turned back, pale as ever, trying to take a deep breath. "You do realize I don't have the stomach for blood. You didn't mind Takshaka's blood." "Well, that was Naga blood. It smells different." Vedanta didn't know if there was anything unique about a Naga's blood. He had seen it. It was the same color, though he didn't manage to smell it like Kuvera. "This clearly is Manav blood," he blurted. "Why are you showing me blood, man?" "This is my maid's blood," he said by way of explanation. "My ministers and my senapati. I didn't do anything, your kingship. Whatever we did, we took a mature and a wise decision. Now it is backfiring, clearly." "Did you manage to find out who it was?" Vedanta nodded, taking Kuvera to the last room where the silver-hair murderer had been seen. It was someone with a different kind of hair. "Silver. I will send my informants across the city. Get the word out." He paused. "Won't be difficult to ask around, since the color is indeed quite unique and I am sure someone has seen it." Vedanta had a disdainful face, but Kuvera had a good army of informants. They relied heavily on the spying and disguises. "3 rooms. That's like someone really had a grudge against you," Kuvera said, before Vedanta could even open the door. "What do you mean?" "It's an assassin." "Sure. But the assassin would never make such a mess. He or she would hit the target and leave," Kuvera explained, "by arrows, dagger or poison. But this one didn't go on that route. She probably drugged your men and then killed them, leaving all the women. So, yes, our enemy, whoever it is, has found someone who hates you. You must search for people who have a beef with you. Anyone in particular you remember?" Vedanta didn't. All he ever did was help others. "A Dakshini perhaps?" "Oh no, a Dakshini here would make too much noise." Kuvera narrowed his eyes. "And why now?" "He wouldn't want to cripple you like this. He'd rather go on a war against you and humiliate you." "I see," Vedanta hummed, his thoughts running with the same idea of who it could be who did this. Was it the time he had killed the impostors or the robbers? He had hunted a few men in the jungles of Kikatpur, but they were mlechas. So who could have had a grudge against him? He opened the door, and instead of finding an empty room, he saw a slender, lanky man standing, his back against them. He was wearing a tight vest, was armed with 2 daggers, and wearing bejeweled slippers. His hair was all patchy, and his skin seemed diseased. He was watching the blood-stained pillows. He turned. His face was a grotesque mixture of cherubic features and festering, scaly skin. "Sorry to break up this party," Kali said, grinning. "I'm glad you have been served the wine as well." He walked to Kuvera and Vedanta, both of them now instantly petrified and backing off. "Don't be afraid of me. I seek peace just as you do." "How did you find us?" Vedanta said, trying to keep a straight face. "I have increased the strength of my generals to spy on my loyal friends." His hands slowly rounded around Kuvera and Vedanta's shoulders. "To see what they are up to. I didn't know I would need this service until you two began to behave differently towards me, especially you, Vedanta, who abjectly hates the company of the Tiavan Bialis. The irony is killing me," Kuvera asked, trying to get rid of Kali's hand over his shoulder. "What do you want?" "What you two want," Kali said, "which is that we should work together, all of us. After all, we have one enemy now." "Was it really him?" Vedanta asked. Kali looked at Vedanta as if trying to gauge whether it mattered to him. "It has to be him," Kali said. "If not, well, it's an honest mistake on our part." Vedanta could not help but see the images of his dead wife and daughter. Kali had infiltrated their meeting, and now Vedanta had no choice but to take help from him. While Kripa and Bala decided to use loud speeches, drum beating and pinning posters up to distract people, Arjun had a different path. The spread of propaganda was only to appease Ratri, as they couldn't say they were going to break into a prison. With an apple in his hand, he would walk casually around the prison's exterior, studying the intricacies of its architecture. Then, with the use of what he had seen, he would sit and make rough sketches. He had even met Shuko while walking down the marketplace one day. He had almost forgotten about the bird. Shuko asked about Kalki, and Arjun couldn't help but answer him honestly. He told Shuko to stay with him rather than flying away. With Kripa and Bala on his side and Shuko busy eating curd, he explained, "The prison is the only architectural marvel in the city that is round in shape." He began to create a circle. A little bit of curvature on the edges, if you notice. "What is it made of?" Bala asked, his arms crisscrossing across his body. "Iron, I suppose." "I was not able to touch it,"